To order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of the minutes of August 19th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Commissioner
August
Pierce,
19th, 2024.
Second.
second by Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 4 will be a Bank of North Dakota flex base buy down for 6 Mile Lodge expansion. And I call him Brad. Oh, Brad's up there. Okay,
I'm speeding up your night for you, Mayor.
there you go.
I've got Chance Sofik here. Normally I don't have someone here, but I'm going to give Chance a chance to explain his project. How's that?
Okay. No
Commissioner thought
problem.
it was funny. It's once again, it's a flex base buy down. We're helping a resort that is out on Graham's Island to expand basically. And he'll explain that a little bit more. 30K of our interest buy down gets 70K Bank of North Dakota and Western Bank. So we're leveraging state dollars to help buy down his interest rate to make a project more affordable. And with that, I'm gonna let Chance explain what his quick project is. And if you have a couple of questions, you could ask him.
Sure.
Just a question for you. So it's actually a flex
It's
pace loan, or is it a pace loan?
It's a PACE loan, Commissioner. The difference is primary sector selling outside. You're gonna tell him how many come from outside of state.
Yeah.
So he's a primary sector tourism. So thank you for mentioning that. Primary sector means it's outside wealth coming to us.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's just
wanted to make sure.
It's a no-brainer for us. Now, the flex pace is it would be retail, those type of loans. Golden Rule got flex pace.
Thank you.
And he does have tourism sector designation as well. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I just also had
be nice to him. He's a little nervous.
yeah, for the PACE funding, the interest buy down is eventually repaid back to us
Right,
over
it's-
time.
Yes. Identify yourself, Chance, if you would.
My name's Jan Sudvik. I own 6 Mile Lodge.
Thank you.
So we got started in 2023. Things are going great. We're looking to kind of finish the resort. We're going to add a 5th cabin, office space, shop space. We're going to get some ice house rentals for more guests and stuff. Things for kids like paddle boards, kayaks, canoes. We're working on a 4 Seasons fish cleaning station, laundry mat. So it's a lot of things just to make the resort complete or whatever. And yeah, we did get primary sector tourism last year. We have 750,000 invested so far. So, we're in here a long ways, but I want to keep going because it's a really awesome place and it's what I love doing. In our first year of business, we had people from 26 different states, Canada and England on our first year. Next May, June, July are pretty full already. October is full of duck hunters for next year already. So, it's going really good and I just want to keep moving forward, and the flex pace loan will make the interest more affordable where I can finish it rather than just slowly tick away at it.
Okay. Any questions of the?
Do
Do you have much land for expansion beyond just that extra 5th cabin?
So there'll be this 5th cabin and the office and stuff. And then I do have another spot for another larger cabin, but that's going to be substantially larger. I might wait 4 or 5 years on that. And then I have some lower property that's too low to build on. But some of these, say, ice house rentals, I'll have a couple ice castles. I can run like water lines and power lines 2 feet deep, and I can park those and rent those out in the summer. And then the winter, I can put them on the ice and it'd be more rentals. So we have quite a bit of room to, and then who knows, in the future, maybe I'll be able to buy some farmland behind me. Right now we have about 8 acres, but probably 4 are buildable.
I was just asking because, the expansion of our tourism amenities is going to be big for us. So I just was wondering.
Yeah, and I'm all in on, we want it to be as nice as possible. And if you have any questions, or we have a website, Facebook, we're on Airbnb, VRBO.
It's good to hear that it's going good.
Okay, thanks, Chance.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, what would be the wishes of the commission?
I would make a motion for approval of the PACE loan.
Commissioner Pierce,
Just not a lot chance.
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any discussion? Any further? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carried. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thanks Chase for the chance for coming.
Item number 5, the
Yeah.
facade bone for Hometown Hobbies.
Hometown Hobbies. Do you guys have you seen it? It's a shop that's between the nail shop and Nellie's, kind of in that area. Michael Scott's opened it. The facade loan that he's getting, and I didn't mention, we kind of jumped to you. Our Forward Devils Lake meeting got snowed out, so we came straight to you guys. Normally would have approval of that and recommend it to you also, but you're getting it straight. We skipped the process just to save time because both these projects kind of needed the money to move forward. But the facade project's $10,000. It's to help with signage on the front of the building. You can see in that application some of the signage and what he's trying to do. But it's another building downtown getting opportunity dollars. It's what the program was meant for. He's concerned about a neighboring bar far down the street because he's had a lot of issues. I mentioned that already. So, but he's willing and able to invest in downtown, and we're helping him do that with the facade loan to spruce up the front end. And he's had 2 broken windows so far, so it'll help pay for that a little bit too, and cover some of the costs of insurance with. But that's really all I had for you on that one. It's once again kind of a normal type of approval process for that, but you guys are the final authority today.
Any questions from the commission?
With the, probably don't know all this, but with the vandalism that's going on there, do any of the cameras cover that area that can be used to,
It
I
should.
mean, has it been looked at or, you know?
PD has access to all of that, so if there was an investigation, they would be looking at it, but I would have to defer to Jason.
So do you know if they've reported that or?
Yeah, I think they've called a few times. I know he has.
Do you know what the dates are on this?
I couldn't tell you, Chief. I should have probably got that, but it's just, it's on that corridor. That's one of the issues. And, Kimura Clothing, the last one that I brought forth was the next block. She's had some of the same issues, but
Because I know that camera really specifically aims towards Nellie's too.
Yeah.
There, so I'm not sure about
his area
his
specifically.
area specifically. But I'd like to take a
if he's
look.
done any.
Yeah,
Because, I mean,
I'll talk with him
getting
about
like
that, Commissioner. I mean, he's excited about being downtown. What excited me about his business is 70, not quite 70%, but 60, 55 in that range is online sales. So he brings board games, hard games, collectibles. My kids are coming. They got a bunch of Star Trek stuff that I've been storing. I'm going to take it down and sell it for them, even though they won't want me to do that because he takes those type of things. So it's that type of a shop, and his online business helps supplement, and it's kind of a storage as well as a front, area. So when there's events downtown, he's open. He's not open as many hours because he's also got another job. But all in all, it's a good tenant for that area. And the nail, Mr. Tran, I guess, is the one that is his landlord.
Hmm.
Any questions, guys? Did you look, Commissioner? Did you see it? Is it covered a little bit? Yeah.
What's the wishes of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve that loan to the Hometown Hobbies.
Commissioner Kanowski,
Second.
second by Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? No further discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay,
I got another quick question for you. Somebody was asking me, so I figured I'd ask you. That daycare that's being put in the old Felix's building, where are they at?
It's been up and down. They bought the building,
Yeah.
decided to make it a childcare facility with COVID dollars that we were able to kind of leverage dollars out of Bismarck. So they've got Bismarck looking at them and asking them. She was going to run it, the owner of the building, and she had health problems, couldn't. They haven't been able to find people, so they're trying to actively sell it as a child care center now because she's not going to run it. So it's in limbo right now.
Just so they put money into the outside, putting that fence there, and
Yeah.
people are, well, what's going on with it?
Yeah, if you've been inside, it's beautiful, and it would be another 40 to 60 slots depending on workforce.
All right.
So
Yeah,
it's
that-
ready to go, like if somebody were to buy it, they could open
They
it
could-
right now.
They could open it tomorrow as a child care center. It's got the,
It's past all.
they had code issues they had to deal with, and what do you call it, accentuator or something of that nature? So they've done everything they should. They've got a very good commercial kitchen in there because it was there before, obviously. They're set up for classrooms. I've marketed, I've called a few different people. I'm trying maybe to get a different childcare provider, and I haven't had much success. Part of it is, once again, workforce, but some of it is just where they're at. Told them the city's not interested in running one. We came close when I first got here with Sunnyside, but we're hoping.
Did they renovate the whole building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything but the commercial, the kitchen pretty much stayed, but for the most part. And then there's apartment upstairs that really isn't part of it. But it could be they even use that for housing for someone that might be an assistant. We're doing great for childcare. I'll say that. With that, we'd be one of the highest counties in the state for percentage of kids that need childcare, believe it or not. We're very good in that area. But if you think, we've had quite a few childcare centers open. We've funded quite a few for Devils Lakes and Lake Region, Joyful Beginnings, 2 or 3 others, Bethany Narvison in the old Needful Things building. That's running up and running, and she's doing well too. So
Appreciate the update.
thank you, guys.
Also just wanted to know personally, so Brad's last day is this Friday, in his position, and just me personally, since my time here working with Brad's been one of the highlights. Just a good-natured human being to be around. So thanks, Brad. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna miss it.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm really gonna miss it.
None of those guys will.
On that note, I too want to say, hey, it's been great working my short time that I've had working with you, Brad. I really appreciated working with you on that.
And I'll say
And
90% of the time, right back at you.
Well, he reminded me of the incident he wasn't happy about, but we'll get past that at some
We'll
point.
try to.
No, thanks for what you've done for the community
Thank
and the city and stuff, and I wish you the best of luck in your retirement. And I plan on being there Thursday night.
It's been fun, but it's hard, guys. It's a hard job from the standpoint of keeping a board happy, you guys happy. It's a tough job. And I would say in 45 years of working, it's probably the toughest job I had. And I've had a few. I was the sales manager for 30 sales reps for about 20 years. And this is harder. Herding 5 city commissioners and 5 county commissioners and 8 board members. Commissioner, you're laughing a little bit, but I mean,
No,
it's got its rewards and it's got its negatives. And the next person, I want you guys to realize that. So
What did I tell you?
I've got Commissioner Hance crying.
Oh, I know.
What did I tell you when we met in
He's
Levers?
overjoyed.
Huh?
Remember what I told you in Levers?
I
Always
don't
count-
remember what I was doing this
Always count
morning.
your small successes of your big failures. And you've had a lot of successes. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
But we
You
thank
will
you
get me
too.
crying.
Okay.
I'm taking chance
All
on it.
right. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other business to come under the job authority? If not, I will close this meeting. And I'll call the Devils Lake City Commission meeting to order. And the first item will be to approve the minutes of November 18th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Eulenkamp
Second.
and Commissioner Pierce, second. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Nothing under awards and proclamations. Nothing under public hearing. No bid openings. Visitors and delegations. We have one from the Lake Region UAS team. Chris, emergency manager, please identify yourself for the record.
Sure. Hi, I'm Chris Jager, emergency manager for the Ramsey County, and I'm also the lead pilot for Lake Region UAS team. So just give you guys a little update from last year, what we've been doing. We ran basically 47 full missions this 2024, resulting in 120 and a half flight hours, which takes quite a bit, figuring each drone roughly goes maybe 30 to 40 minutes. So 181 successful landings, 0 crashes, and 237 and a quarter hours of mission time. So sometimes missions last a long time and not get a lot of flight time in. So I really am thankful for all of my team that's been there and been dedicated to the UAS missions. Thankful for all the entities that are asking for our assistance. I know we were a huge help in the search for the Gemini Posey and Isaac Hunt. We spent a lot of time on that mission. Spent a lot of days out there, a lot of our time and efforts going for a good cause. Currently, we've been monitoring a lot. Up until freeze up, we've been monitoring a lot of the ice or water flow before it turned to ice, of course, in the north areas. Just seeing how we're going to do on clean outs of some of the coulees and also how some of the culvert issues we've been dealing with on the north end of Ramsey County.
Do you know how many apprehensions your UAS work has helped to? Do you have anything like that?
I don't have any of that data. We have done a fair share, I'm sure. Some are successful, some of course are not. But mainly been dealing a lot though lately with missing people. That's been a big section of our call outs. And a lot of culvert issues lately. So it's a nifty tool. It's a great aspect for someone to get a, not straight line of look and getting that.
This weekend you were out too, just one.
Yeah.
For a pursuit.
Yes. Actually, this weekend was very successful. We got called out. There was a pursuit started, I believe, in Devil's Lake, and very high rates of speed. They fled.
What's that do for a pursuit? Help me on that one.
It's after the fact.
Well, this was where they went onto the reservation over by just
St. Michael's
St.
area.
Michael, and they were on a slope, frozen slope.
Yeah, and
That we didn't realize initially. The officer came back. He's like, "Oh, I got to get off the ice." So they were hiding out there, cold temperatures.
yeah,
Helped recover them and get
get them nice and safe.
Clear Lake ambulance was out there, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, we actually, they probably should have came out, on commands, but they ended up being safe and it got warmed up. Spirit Lake EMS helped out greatly with that. So yeah, great success story there.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's amazing what they can do and see with their thermal imaging on the temperature change differences and stuff. That it's if you're on the ice and the engine of something's warm, you can see it, the difference. It's pretty amazing.
Okay. And basically, we've funded this. So it's just we're releasing the funds is what we're asking for.
Yeah, it was budgeted for. It's part of the last 2024 budget cycle. We had budgeted this, and then with the expectation that they would come give an update, and you could make a determination whether you want to release the funds.
I'll make a motion to release the funds to.
Sorry.
My bad.
So you got $7,500 that you get from us. What is your overall budget?
So we get 30,000 from Ramsey County. We just put a class on. Start with 11 students. I think I'm down to 10 now. That was a small charge that I basically am instructing the class and bought into a website that they had go at your own pace, more or less. So there's a little bit of revenue coming back. County Commission has been really generous in helping that out.
So you have about a $40,000 budget, or?
With if you guys approve the 7,500, yep.
So then what do you spend that on?
So right now it's been vehicle maintenance. We have 2 vehicles that were donated. One was an old ambulance. It's got 75,000 miles on it. That
It's
one is
traded, by the way.
exactly. It was, you're right. It was traded. It was horse trading there. That one's been really heavily on maintenance. We had a really bad failure this year. The entire electrical system went out. So I took it upon myself and I rebuilt the inverter system for that. Couldn't afford to put it to we had called St. Cloud and they gave us a quote of somewhere around 20,000 to fix it. And we can't just afford that. So that was our big hit. The other budget is just basically keep operational, buy us some little things. When we dealt with that armed suspect standoff that shot the gentleman in Cheyenne, we didn't have armor plates or anything for our pilots, so we actually spent the money this last year on that, pretty much wiped our budget completely out. So next year, we're really hoping to get a smaller indoor drone. We sat on a lot of hold this year because the federal government wanted to ban completely all of foreign drones, and it would basically put everyone's operation at a standstill. So we'll see when President Trump takes office that continues on this forward status quo, that it'll be fine. If not, we'll take a $20,000 to $30,000 drone and buy $100,000 to $200,000 drones. Super scare for all of us.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Commissioner Pierce? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch? Any further discussion?
How many pilots do you have?
Currently, I have 8.
And how many drones?
We are down to 3. We had 4. One we cannot get any parts for any longer, so we are down to 3.
What's the life expectancy of a drone like that?
Sadly, they're not very long. Our oldest one that the county bought, we are down to 3 batteries from 8. The batteries, the lithium life cycle has burnt out of them. We've worked the heck out of that guy though. So new batteries are close to the price of the new drone.
Of course.
And the
Of
drone,
course.
the drones that we use are in the what, $10,000 range, $100,000 range, or where are we
10,
at?
10 to 30. We're right
10 to
around
30.
10 to 30. But the American version of that is $100,000 range.
If we had one of them, how long would that last?
Same time, but
Oh.
they're like a computer. You're buying a 5-year computer.
We don't want one of them then. Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Pierce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski?
Aye.
Commissioner Ash?
Aye.
Commissioner Yelicap?
Aye.
President Mo?
Aye, motion carries.
We all thank you, all the Lake Region team. Thanks you guys for the continued support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll do commissioner portfolios. Commissioner Kanowski.
Mike, tell me about the water department, please.
Nothing for utilities tonight, Commissioner.
In that case, I'm done.
We gotta find more work for you. Commissioner Hatch.
Anything from sanitation, Mike?
Nothing from sanitation tonight. There's some discussion on the agenda later, but that's it for sanitation, Commissioner.
Okay. Rob?
Just notice to let everyone know that the primary residence property tax credit application period for 2025 will be opening up. The state did have it set to open tomorrow, but I see they've changed that now. So just keep an eye on our website, and once it does open, we'll get something out on our Facebook page too, so people get in and get those applications for next year.
Cool. Was that a 2-year program and when it started out?
Yeah,
or we're-
yeah.
okay.
And I anticipate with the session coming up that there'll be some changes to
I've
it.
got a feeling
So
so.
right now it's still $500, but I expect that there'll be some
Yeah.
form of
Okay.
change to it. But that's all I've got.
That's all I have.
That's all you have? Okay. Commissioner Eulenkamp.
streets, Mr. Grassgard?
The crews are out today doing avenues. They'll be downtown cleaning snow tonight. They'll be doing streets tomorrow.
Give them kudos for, like, even down College Drive, getting to the curbs. With the snow. Last few years, it's been narrowed, but they're doing an amazing job. Just kudos.
We only had an inch of snow.
I know, but still, you can still tell.
Sorry.
I was just taking a big, like, you know.
Crews will take a compliment whenever they can get it. We'll take it.
I couldn't help that one.
It doesn't take a lot to excite me, so I don't know.
Okay.
Sounds like a segue to the road diet, the 3-lane conversion.
Right?
Don't throw me under the bus after I just gave you a pat on the back, but
That's what they're working on. That's all I have for streets. Unless you have questions, a lot of items on the agenda for street improvement projects.
I don't. I had a gentleman who has a business downtown, Thompson's Glass and Paint. He just came in and wanted to mention that there's no like Christmas lights on that street. You know, like on the
Decorations.
decorations. So I don't know.
You get that big fancy tree in front of them now.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think he had a question about that one other year too, didn't he? I think he's had a concern.
We put the brackets up as part of the original committee that we had for the downtown project. We are short Christmas decorations. You know, they only last so long, the wiring goes bad. And so working through the beautification committee, we're hoping to acquire more Christmas decorations to help fill out throughout the town. Much of that money was spent this year doing other improvements for beautification. So next year we have had discussions about more Christmas decorations, but I'll keep that in mind.
that spending of money wasn't on plants, was it? Throw me under the bus and we'll throw you under I'm sorry.
Okay, we better move on.
I have nothing else.
Thank you, Commissioner Pierce.
Chief, what do you got?
We would like to get some out-of-state travel approved. We had an opportunity to get some airline tickets for FDC quite a bit cheaper.
Does the mayor get to go on this one? No, they're not included? Oh,
I think that might be in a different budget. But the guys are going April 6th through the 12th to FDIC. It's Britton Legacy and then Brandon Exner. So if we could get the out-of-state travel approved, that would be wonderful.
Just, yeah, I want to get the out-of-state travel so we can get the cheaper airline tickets.
I make a motion to approve that out-of-state travel for the fire department.
Commissioner Kanowski,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Aye. Motion carried. No, I'm just kidding.
Next thing I got, quick little ARF update. Tim Veer will be back in the office. He's our FAA cert inspector. He'll be back in the office next week. So I believe we should be able to send in all of our training stuff. And I believe Scott's been working on the amendment for the ACM. So we should be able to send all that off for their approval. So once they approve that, we should be good to go.
Thank you for your help with the tree. You never called me like you're supposed to for me to come out and help.
We got to take care of it.
It's all right. No, thanks everybody that had anything to do with that. That was,
I was gonna bring that up here when I had,
well, my apologies.
that's okay.
Take
We'll get
your
there.
thunder.
Was that on Saturday?
Saturday night.
I didn't get an invite either.
No, I'm talking about setting the tree up.
But-
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, we're still working straight, full steam ahead on the new law enforcement center plans and committee and all that good stuff. So,
Well, legislating, have you got people getting started on legislative stuff?
yeah, I've been speaking with Commissioner Freilich. They're putting in a bill for grants, possible grants on regional jails, because it's all through the state.
Mhm.
What's getting them to hold up right now is they're trying to decide on how they're going to put a board together to manage the funds if it does happen to put forward, whether it would be Department of Corrections handling the money, or if it's going to be a separate board of outside of Department of Corrections to handle it. So it's sitting and waiting to be brought in for this legislative session.
So what are they talking statewide? How many millions of dollars are they trying to go after?
It's still up in the air as well.
Because we're talking 100 million per facility, right?
Yeah.
It's about.
And that's one of the big questions is, you know, is it going to be earmarked just for regional facilities, or is this going to be corrections across the board? So it's stuff that I'm going to go and address. Sheriff Lang's going to head there during the legislative session. We're putting together the packet to hand out to the committee, so that we show we have all of our ducks in a row before we even get there. So we don't look like we're just going in and asking for money. This is what we're going to want to have done. I've been in contact with Attorney Swanson. We're working on finding out, you know, the costs of land in the area. We have a plot of land that has been picked. We're going to start on negotiations, whether we're going to do an option or try to get the money for a purchase right away, or how we're going to do all of this. And I've been talking with all of the law enforcement agencies and folks that are going to be in there with offices, getting their office space tightened up. So letters of intent can be signed. So we have that to show to the legislature when we go. So there's a lot of working parts in it right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, Mr. Mayor, in case you have any questions, that's all I have.
No, okay, thank you. Chief,
Oh, we have a budget amendment for you to review. It's for our 2 mobile radios for our 2 new squad cars next year. Last year, we purchased 1 radio. It took 6 months to get here, so I put the order in September. And 2 radios came in 2 months. So ran it by Administrator
so
Alverson.
you're one radio money short, right?
Right, so we already been budgeted money for 2025. We're just trying to make an amendment to pay for those 2 radios
Okay,
early on. And that's what I got
Okay.
for right now.
all right. What are we talking dollar wise?
Dollar-wise, is
Oh,
if you, I don't know if it's on there. or
This is
not.
89,000.
$13,290.
that's for the 2 of them. Yeah,
Yeah, it's about the same price as per radio as it was last year.
sure.
Which is a good deal. They've been going up historically.
Those are the in-car ones?
Those are our last 2 radios that we'll need for the Siren 2020 as far as the motion.
And those, just refresh my memory, with these radios, are they able to be transferred into new cars if you get new vehicles down the line, or does that change? Have to
Correct.
get all new?
Yep, they will be. We're looking at a useful life of 10 years, so hopefully we get 2 to 3 vehicles out.
Till the state mandates something else.
Yeah,
Right. So our oldest radio is, Commissioner Pierce, our oldest radio is 2019. That's on this new
Yeah.
8500. So we're looking pretty good radio wise.
Awesome.
Outside of that, do you have any idea when Siren is going to take place?
I do not, but there has been some talk about
there's some issues.
There's a
at the
meeting
moment.
coming up
Even-
soon
There's some
about the coverage.
tower
for this
issues,
area.
coverage.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
even more of a delay, I believe.
Tower we have.
I think it's coming up this week. or
We're-
next week, right?
Next week.
Next week. yeah.
Out of range, and so they got to relocate, and yeah, kind of imagine that. So, okay, do we have, what's the wishes of the commission?
Make a motion to approve the
Purchase?
purchase of the radios. Budget amendment 24-08.
Okay, Commissioner Eulenkamp, second?
Yep.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Wong.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, anything else, chief?
No, we're just continuing to work on policy, things, our policy on our SWAT team. We're changing back to a Lake Region Special Incident Unit, so we're doing updates on that along with Sheriff Lang's involved in that as well. Updating our wellness policy and then internal affairs, and we're looking at, we worked with Nate here just last Friday on the pre-plan for the fishing tournament as well. So continuing to collaborate on that, so, as well as with Jager for the UAS program.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of fun stuff.
All right.
That's about it, unless you have any questions.
No, thank you.
Welcome.
Spencer?
Nothing to add other than the agenda as we have later on.
Okay. Jason, have you got anything you want to bring up?
Not done at this time. I have nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. Okay, other than that, Commissioner Pierce talked about is this past lighting and the Christmas tree. And Saturday, they had the lighting of the Christmas tree. And I want to thank Susie and her staff for a job well done, and all the, agencies that have participated in helping put the tree up. The fire department was specific, and then the chamber and stuff. But I had a great turnout, and it was bitter cold, but they weathered it well. And so the fireworks display that went off was perfect with the whole event. So I want to thank them, and I think it's great for our community to actively get involved in some of the Christmas spirit. And I think it's a start, and I think it's going to grow from here. So
It was a great turnout I don't know if you got to see inside the memorial building, but
I-
wow, what a great turnout.
and there was a lot of people downtown walking the streets, taking their coupons, going everywhere. So no, I got to a few places downtown, but got sidetracked too. So it's easy to do when start visiting.
That's right.
So, but anyway, it was fun. I think for those that participated, had a great time. So, if Susie, if you're listening, thank you for that and all your staff. So, and the rest of the city. So, okay, we'll move on. Nothing under old business, nothing under consent agenda. We'll go into new business, and the first item is transfer of current and future opioid remediation funds to the Lake Region District Health Unit. And tonight we have with us Denton and from the District Health, and then Spencer. I'll start with you with it, but Denton, you can come forward.
Just real quick, national opioid litigation that's gone on. The city's a participant, and so far we've received $12,000 in opioid remediation funds. If you don't use them for opioid remediation purposes, you have to do a bunch of special reporting. It's all kind of nuance, and there's a bunch of legal jargon associated with it. And so just trying to get this $12,000 and then the future funds that trickle in over time into the hands of Lake Region District Health units so that they can address some of the opioid needs that are consistent with the Schedule E, multiple page list of things you can and cannot use it for. And really with the idea that the city with $12,000 doesn't have the capacity, resources, knowledge, or time to really make meaningful impact on the community with the $12,000 and the resources we currently have. So at least staff-wise, feel it's better in their hands. And then with the idea that they can maybe come once or twice a year and give you an update on what they're doing with that money, specifically on the opioid remediation efforts. And so Mr. Heisler is here to kind of give you a high-level idea of what they would do with those funds, the organizations they would engage, and so on. So, hey, Mayor, please I'll turn over to Mr. Heisler.
Sure. Identify yourself for the record.
Denton Heisler with Lake Region District Health. So we cover 4 counties with Lake Region District Health, and all the counties have received opioid funds. If you look at Appendix E, it says it's supposed to be spent in conjunction with your local health unit. It is designated for prevention. Appendix E is, I don't know, probably 30 pages. We're just more the middleman. I know the law enforcement center has asked for some funds, and I've asked them to come up with a game plan so they can present it to the different commissions and or councils that have received the funds. But again, prevention, 100% what it's directed towards. And then I guess also, the law enforcement center is looking at starting a MAT program, so medication assisted treatment, things like that. So right now it's really open. And my thoughts are that if we do get the funds, that we would come back and or if there's a question like whether we're not sure something the community would enjoy or want, that they bring it to the board, and then you guys could have a say in it as well.
Who from the law enforcement center contacted you?
So Star was in on the meeting, and then as well as Victoria Church.
Great. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure Victoria was in them.
Yep, and they're working with your medical provider there too. So
They mentioned that in our last LEC meeting, that the money would help that part. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody.
and I think eventually it's probably going to be mandated in jails that they're doing more. So if we can use these opioid funds versus tax dollars, I mean, that's what we're all working for the same people.
Seems like the appropriate place to give it to you to utilize it.
Great.
And it won't be used for like Narcan and stuff like that. We already have significant grants that cover all that. So, and if anybody needs it, you can always stop in if you need it on the fire trucks or the squad. I mean, we get it from the state at no cost. So,
Any other questions on it? So we need to motion to transfer the funds.
Make a motion to release the funds.
Okay, we got Commissioner Eulenkamp,
I'll second.
Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carried.
thank you. Like,
Thanks a lot.
we'll reach back out to you when we have more ideas and ways to spend it. That way, you guys are aware of what's going on.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to number 2, change order number 4 of Kemper Construction. Mike,
I know the commission loves the term change order, but
is it for the good or for the bad?
it's not.
It looked like it was not so good.
It's not totally scary in this particular case, but when we're doing construction projects, especially construction projects that are related to underground work that you can't see, we're trying to piece together things based on drawings that we have of what we think is in the ground. So the change order is laid out. I can explain the work that was completed, but the net result of the change order is an increase in contract price of $27,449.82. Now, that being said, I will tell, we're looking at a $2.7 million project. And as part of that work, we added on the work for the hospital tie-in. That was an additional $40,000. That was work that wasn't really contemplated as part of the work that we were doing. But the net result, if you take that away, on a $2.7 million contract, we're within $10,000 of what the original contract was, even with this change order. So hats off to Devin for all the work that he did, laying out all the work and putting together the plans for that project. When you have good detailed plans to the extent practical, it minimizes change orders, and you like to see that project completed for what the original contract was. $2.7 million, we're within $10,000. Very happy with that. So recommend approval of change orders.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order for the Kemper construction.
Commissioner Kanowski,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion?
Mike, how old are do you even have any overlays or blueprints or anything of the current stuff under the ground, or is it just a guessing game?
No, we have plans for, like, when the original water system went in 1910. We have a plan set that's dated in the 1930s when it was acquired. And we do have projects. So there was an original system, and then over time, that system was added on to, some water mains were replaced. But there were projects that were completed we have no plans for. There were things that were completed in the field. There was never a plan set completed for. So there's a lot of things that as we do more work, we learn a little more. And we're trying to update the mapping and try and make sure that the records that we have, when we come across a water main, we verify what is the size, what is the type of the pipe, those sorts of things to improve our mapping.
I was just curious what you're working with. I wasn't throwing accuse. I just want to see what you're working with as.
In some cases, we have good plans. In some cases, we have back of an envelope, literally the back of an envelope that was chicken scratch. This is what we did.
Okay.
And so you're trying to work through it and putting it together. In some cases, very good historic record. Some cases it's not. There's times where the city had a city engineer. In some cases, the city didn't have a city engineer. They had a consultant. Sometimes when the consultant completed the work, the plans never came back to City Hall for whatever the reason.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
it's a big mix.
Okay, any other discussion? If not, roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carried. Item 3, pay estimate number 12 for Kemper Construction.
So this is the final pay estimate for the water main replacement work that we completed. Amount of the pay estimate is $123,320.33. Total work completed under that contract was $2,735,540.57. Recommend approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kapowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hatch.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carried. Item 4, a resolution creating a street improvement district number 81-25.
So included within the agenda tonight is many street improvement districts. We're going to have a few projects next year, but what we try and do is break out the projects into different districts. So in some cases, we're doing work in this area of town, in this area of town, in this area of town. And we may be completing that as one project to try and get some economy of scale benefits. But what we do is we break it out into different districts to allow the residents a better chance of potentially protesting a project. We haven't had any protests or very little protests when we adopted a policy, the commission adopted a policy where we're paying 75% of a roadway improvement project. In the past, when we didn't have that level of cost share, some people said my road is good enough. And when you're doing a street improvement project, there's a potential where the property owners don't want to pay for the improvement. They don't want the special assessment. And so what we try and do in this particular case is carve it out into areas. So if one area wants their roadways improved, but another area does not want their roadways improved, they have that potential to protest. If we lump them all together into one large district, it'd be very difficult for one area to protest because most of the people would still want it. That's why you see so many districts in front of you. And then as part of those districts that we're creating, there's a map. So if you look, we're creating the district and then there's a map of the district that would be involved with that district. So that's how all of these districts are improved. Once we have the districts created, we'll be coming back with you with a preliminary engineering report. Hey, here's what we're going to be doing in that area. Here's the cost estimate for the improvements within that area, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're stepping through as part of creating these districts. Once the commission approves each individual district, then we'll go on in the process. So the first district is for improving 14th Street and 14th Avenue Northeast. They're current gravel roadways that we recently improved. We improved the structural integrity of those roadways. And with this district, we'll be able to access some of our urban roads funding, our federal roadway improvement money to actually pave those roadways. Been a long overdue improvement. So that's that particular district. Recommend approval.
Is there
of the
any
resolution.
underground construction in any of them areas? There's nothing that I'm aware of, is there? Has Lynn or Cherry got any need for what underground?
Those water mains were replaced in the late 90s.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I was just kind of thinking that.
Those water mains were
Okay,
replaced.
all right. Okay, what's the commission?
I'll make a recommendation to approve the resolution for creating a street improvement district for 8125.
The motion, okay, second.
I'll second.
Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? Not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 5, resolution creating street improvement district 82-25.
That district will be improving the roadways on Lynn, Cherry, and Jana. They were last touched in the late 90s. There's some trench settlement and things when that was completed.
Make a motion to approve street improvement district number 82-25.
Commissioner Pierce, is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 6, resolution creating street improvement district 83-25.
That area is a much larger district. To get to your point, Mayor, as far as underground infrastructure, much of that area, the water main has been replaced. There are a couple of large 10-inch cast iron mains included within a couple of small avenues that haven't given us a lot of break history. And so we'll be, and it's a block, but we'll be improving the roadways that are identified in blue as part of this work in that district. Recommend approval of the resolution.
Make a motion to approve resolution 83-25.
Commissioner Eulenkamp,
I'll second that.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? None. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 7, a resolution creating street improvement district number 84-25.
Improvements within this area will include 13th Avenue Northeast from 7th Street to 10th Street. It'll actually go from 6th Street all the way to 10th Street, but from 7th Street to 10th Street, that's one of the newer roadways in town. If you look at from a constructability when it was constructed, and it's offered some of the highest maintenance and a lot of challenges.
Is that sidewalk going to get done? And that sidewalk's in bad shape on that same stretch on that.
There's a lot of frost heave and there's a lot of issues.
Is that
when that was
included in
constructed.
that, or is that going to be separate?
We would be doing both because it's immediately adjacent to it. And we have a city sidewalk program, so we'll be evaluating that.
Yeah.
I know there's valley gutter work there.
And there's-
Since I've been with the city for the last 23 years, I can tell you numerous repairs on 13th Avenue north of 7th Street. And at that point, the roadway was less than 10 years old, needing much
I
repair.
can't believe how bad that sidewalk is.
The valley gutter, we get a lot of phone calls from 13th Avenue, over time we have. Recommend approval of the resolution.
Make a motion to approve street improvement district number 84-25.
Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second that.
Commissioner Kanowski. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 8, resolution creating street improvement district number 8525.
That district will include a project that'll work on the alleys in the downtown district. There are many paved alleys that haven't seen a lot of attention. Many of the alleys were last looked at in the early 1990s. Long overdue, so we're creating a district to look at improving the asphalt roadways in the downtown district as part of that work.
I make a motion to approve the street improvement district number 25 or 8525.
Okay, Commissioner Kanowski,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hatch. Second. Any further discussion?
As part of the districts, you'll note, we used to put legal descriptions to all the districts. And now to make it a little more legible for the common person to see if they're impacted by the district, we're using maps. Helen's visited with the city attorney, so we'll be publishing maps as part of some of the process that we have to go through for advertisements.
That's a good way.
That'd be on the website.
It'll be on our website, and we'll have to go through the publications that are required as part of the law.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce,
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski,
Aye.
Commissioner Hash,
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp,
Aye.
President Moe.
Aye, motion carried. Thanks, Mike. Item 9, establishment of an employee and employer cost share for the North Dakota PERS defined benefit contribution plan. Enrollees effective January 01, 2025. For those that are wondering about that, the PERS is changing their way of doing business. Have everybody had a chance to review what's going on? Oh, it's Spencer.
So
Give us
currently
an
there's a defined benefit plan, one of the very few traditional pension plans in the nation. Effective January 1, they're transitioning over to a defined contribution plan. The contributions from both the city and from the employer and the employee are different, right? So for a total contribution for the benefit plan is a total of 16.26%. Total contribution for the defined contribution plan is 9.26% with up to a 3% match. for the employee. And so, trying to balance, be reasonable, fair, equitable, use it as a recruiting tool, tried to operate under the idea that if an employee that came with the city of Devils Lake was going to take advantage of the full 3% match, that the city would still be contributing that 10.07%. And so if you look at the breakdown, what the recommended employee and employer contributions are, if an employee took zero match or no match, that the city would contribute the 7.07%. The employee would have to contribute the 2.19%. And then that gets you to that total 9.26. If they ended up taking advantage of the full 3% match, the city would be at 10.07%. Employee share would be 5.19. And then that gets you to that full 15.26.
Any reason why they're changing this, or you don't really know the reason, or why the state's
Well,
doing this?
it's
Huh?
That was voted on.
Yeah, by the legislature, yeah.
Yeah, they were, the money that was gonna be voted into this was
Yeah,
too
but-
much. They just decided that,
Yeah.
it was a money thing.
So that is the recommendation. Again, tried to be as reasonable, fair, equitable, still make the city an attractive place for a prospective employee.
Mhm.
If this operates just basically like a 401k, that's a pretty good 401k to kind of match. If you compared it to
Well, hopefully they'll
probably
take
a lot of
advantage
private
of the
sector
full,
stuff. So
the full picture, because that's nice.
Can an employee actually take more or put in more?
not that
And
I don't think.
they've been pretty good about sending out information and all that sort of stuff. I haven't seen anything that would permit them to do that. It's not straight. It's not a 457B and it's not a 401k, but they operate
I
very
don't think
similar.
you can. Yeah.
I like the fact that you give them
But
choices.
that's still a nice, healthy, if you put 15% of your salary away, it grows fast.
Obviously, and we would encourage our employees to take the 3% match. I mean, it's
Mhm.
100% return on investment. But the thing with this plan is once you enter it, you are locked in forever.
Yes.
And you cannot change it. You cannot
So you
change it.
can't start low and move up.
You cannot change it. And we're going to make sure that that's explicitly clear to everybody.
If you're a single guy and you end up getting married,
Or you're just come out of college, you have student loans, the 1% is important to you. But then later on in life,
That's not, yeah, that
It's-
needs to be stressed big time. So.
But
Okay.
anyways, that's a recommendation based on what we currently do for the pension plan.
Any wishes of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the employer-employee share Eddie Kerr's defined contribution retirement offer plan.
Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Moe.
Aye, motion carried. Item 10, resolution to amend rates and fees effective January 1, 2025 for sanitation base rate adjustment from $13 to $14.
Members of the commission, so as part of the 2025 budget process, there was an increase to the sanitation base fee from $12 to $13. That was approved by resolution during the budget process by the city commission. The 2025 budget has about a minus $25,000 net deficit to it. Right now, the sanitation fund's hovering right about 30% of its reserve. We really don't want to go below that. We increased it from 12 to 13 and had the $25,000 net decrease with the idea that hopefully between, July and today, we would have a clearer picture as to how, what the recycling market was. And if you recall, the city used to bring in about, $50,000 to $70,000 over the last couple of years in our recycling program. That's really helped offset the costs associated with running the recycling program. When there's no recycling market, we're taking a $100,000 hit, or 90,000. So the fund can't operate at that level. Between July and today, and speaking with the sanitation supervisor, Corey Erickson, talking with Mike, at least with the current vendor that we operate with, and our selling of cardboard, we don't see the market changing next year to provide additional revenue beyond kind of just bare bones cardboard. So recommendation is to make the fund solvent. Let me backtrack. So when you face a situation, right, you can either raise revenue, cut services, or you use the words, modernize and innovate. I think you look at it straight face that we are trying to modernize and innovate with the sanitation department going towards that automated truck. And it really leaves only the other option is to increase revenue right now. And I think about the whole entire sanitation department. I've mentioned this before, over the next 3-4 years, it's going to go through kind of a big realignment. We're transitioning towards an automated truck, which means we'll have new cans. That'll be an adjustment for both city staff and city residents. We're gonna have to look at the recycling program. We're gonna, Mike, Corey and I, we're gonna meet with Lake Region Corp probably next week or the week after. I'm gonna email Jeff tomorrow and just talk about where Lake Region Corp sees themselves as an organization, given, they kind of got a truck that's at the end of useful life, somebody that's probably reaching retirement age, how we see our partnership moving forward as it goes to recycling, and how we see the recycling market, and, how our organization can work productively together, but also make ourselves, financially viable with that service. Talk about, landfill, probably I need to expand landfill in the future. And then, we've talked about special pickup. We do that twice a year. We'll probably, again, future conversation, but may look to go down to 1 day a year. We've kind of talked internally, just because the number of staff hours, equipment hours, Corey would say, probably items outside City Hall or outside the city limits that makes its way into the program. All these variety of things, probably talking about going down from 2 to 1, doing both in 2025. So do spring 2025, fall 2025, and then spring 2026, but maybe not fall 2026. Again, still to be determined, will ultimately be your decision. Just letting you know that those are some of the conversations that are happening internally. But at the end of the day, the recommendation is to increase the base fee from, it was originally approved 12 to 13, but we're going to recommend 12 to 14, so that we can break even next year in our budget. Mike, as a Public Works Director, Mayor Capelizio, Mike, would you have anything to add beyond that? I know you and Corey talked at length today, as did I. So
right now, I would say that we're very fortunate with the agreement that we have with Lake Region Corporation. They help us out a significant amount, and I think it's a great community project that we work together with them on. We're very fortunate to have them and doing what we're doing. And I think the recommendation set forth by Spencer is a way to proceed. We are still working on the automated truck, the specifications. In fact, I was working on specs on that truck today, and I'll be working with USDA. Right now, it's looking like, we were hoping at one time we were going to receive some amount of grant funding for that truck. And right now, it's looking like probably not a lot of grant funding, or so it's going to be low. So work towards that.
How long have the talks been going between sanitation and the city?
just over the last maybe 2 or 3 months.
Okay, because I've been asking month after month after month where we're at on this because of that initial meeting for the budget when we were talking about the problems with the recycling, and everybody kept saying, well, we're going to talk with the people that help with the recycling, Lake Region Corp. And the meeting still hasn't been held yet. And now we're talking about raising it even more for, I just want to put my purpose across that we need to really take this seriously and find out ways that we can remedy this. Because if we don't start now, even with that landfill, we're going to end up running into problems later if we're not proactive on this. I just want to be as proactive as possible on this landfill, this recycling problem, because if the market for that recycling is not going to get any better, we're just going to fall further in debt with that recycling. Correct? Do you agree?
Yes, if you look at a line item on the budget, yes. But I would say that our cooperative work with Lake Region Corp and recycling is much more than recycling. There will always be cardboard. Cardboard will
I
always have
understand
to
that,
be
but we need to
baled.
find alternate ways of what we're gonna be able to have to do with it, for this instead of not just saying, well,
There's
just
no
to make
market
this
for
funds, we're gonna have to raise the money. Because next year, is it gonna have to raise again? Is it, it's just gonna keep building and people are gonna start complaining. I mean, it's $1, I get it.
Well, it's
But-
$2.
But up
Yeah,
$2,
yeah.
yeah, but it's, people are still going to say, you're already taking special assessments and everything else, now they're putting another $2 on top of it. That's just what the people are gonna say. And we need to really look into, is waste management the answer to this? Is we just stop doing this recycling? We only do it for short periods of time. Any type of a plan to look into how we're gonna take care of this.
And that is being evaluated.
Okay, I just want
Very,
to
very much so. But,
Yeah.
there's different components to the recycling. Cardboard will always be there, right? There's all kinds of boxes. Everybody's getting things in the
Yeah,
mail,
I
like it or not.
I get it.
Things come in the mail. We have a cardboard route where trucks go to pick up cardboard from various businesses throughout town twice a week. And that has to be baled. Right now, we're
Yeah.
fortunate enough where Lake Region Corporation folks, they help us do that.
Yeah, but
And so
bailing
if they
yes,
aren't there,
but
somebody
how are
else
we
will have
getting
to
rid of
bail
it?
it.
How are we getting rid of the cardboard is what I'm asking.
Yeah, so Corey's looking at a market. We have a vendor. The prices have gone up some amount. We have received 20,
It's like 13. last time I checked.
13.
19, excuse me.
yeah.
I mean,
it's
I
near
appreciate
20,000.
Lake Region Corp. I appreciate how their help. That's, but what our future plan with them is, what the future plan, just some kind of a planning process in case something keeps dropping where we can't get any vendors to buy these recyclable cardboards and the aluminum and all these things, and we're just going to keep losing money on this. I would like to see something brought before us to say this is a future plan in case things don't go right. So we're ahead of the curve, instead of trying to react by raising prices again. That's
I think-
all I'm asking for.
And Mayor Mo, Commissioner Pierce, and I'm sure Mike can give maybe the Reader's Digest version of it or the encyclopedia version, whichever one you want. But it's important that we talk to Lake Region Court about what their immediate staffing thing is, that we're going to talk about with them next week. We wanted to get together between this Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that's kind of been teased to them. The other piece is when we go to the automated truck, what people recycle and how much they recycle is going to change, right? That's the biggest. And, if you get a bigger can, right, and all of a sudden you have a 32-gallon can, now you have a 64-gallon can, or you have a 96. How much you recycle outside of big cardboard, probably going to be impacted. And so, that if Mike has something more insightful than just that to say,
Even the
but-
landfill, I was speaking with Commissioner Frith today on a different subject with the LEC, and he was saying how he was approached that maybe the county and the city work together for, land expansion. I just don't know where that's at. I've been asking questions, during the meetings, where are we at on the landfill? Are we planning? Are we working? And I'm not getting any answers on that.
We are planning, Commissioner. And we
Yeah,
are
no,
working.
I'm not throwing
No, and
anything
I'm
at
not-
you. I'm just
No,
saying.
I want to make sure that you're aware. Yes, phone calls have been made. The Department of Health has been contacted. Potential sites have been identified. And they said, yes, we can send those lights to them for an evaluation to see if they could potentially work as a landfill. And so it's kind of baby steps. I would agree with that. But phone calls have been made, conversations have.
Without giving an update, I have no idea.
And I've been involved in some of the conversations about,
Okay.
but you got to talk to people and you don't know who's willing to sell land and
Yeah.
who's not.
Yeah, no,
You got to approach it, otherwise
I just get
land
frustrated
gets
when I-
valuable when you.
when you
someone
ask
knows
a
that you're
question and you
interested
don't,
in it.
and you don't get any response back, it seems like it's getting, but
Yeah.
if there's work being done in the back, at least say, this is
I
being,
know I've been involved in a conversation with, the future of the landfill and what we have to do and
Yeah.
potentially what it's going to cost.
Yeah, and I think, Commissioner, we've had conversations trying to keep you up to speed on what's happening with
Many.
okay.
all of those items. We just don't have anything concrete to bring forward to the commission other than, the automation, the landfill expansion. We know we have to expand it. The volume of material going to our landfill is much higher than it has been in the past. Just the the one, the Art Claire, when that was taken down, we budget, when we planned 10 years ago or more for our inert landfill, it was 20,000 cubic yards annual volume. That was 3,000 right there, one building, 3,000 yards.
I was wondering, that went out to the landfill.
That went out to the
Wow.
landfill. And
That will
so
fill it up in a
we
hurry.
realize that things have to happen. We would love to have a partnership with the county in doing that because let's face it, inert landfills aren't just city residents, right? Using that inert landfill, it's the county. So if we could form a partnership with them and work cooperatively, we'd be open for those
I think that would be a
conversations.
smart thing to do. And, I just communication, I guess. I just fill everybody in on what's going on, just so,
Point taken.
but that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So we need to have a motion for this. Okay,
I will make a motion to approve the resolution to amend the rates and fees from $13 to $14.
we have a motion from Commissioner Kanowski,
I'll second.
Commissioner Hass, second. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce,
No.
Commissioner Kanowski,
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp,
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 11, resolution establishing procedures relating to compliance with reimbursement bond regulations under the Internal Revenue Code. Spencer.
Yeah, Remember, members of the commission has just been talking with bond consultant and bond attorney on our intention to issue for a debt issuance in 2025 for the Southside Water Main project. And they said that this would be something good to have on the books, just because right now we're just paying for cash for the expenses, and then we just reimburse ourselves. And so they said that this is important to have on the books so that we can go back and reimburse ourselves. And really, you're supposed to go 60 days from when the commission says, hey, we're going to finance it. And talking with them, we've got some tools on the boat to make sure we get the financing for whatever we need. But bond consultant and bond attorney, just we're not obligating ourselves to finance it yet at all. But it's just in case we do finance this is something that the IRS wants us to have on our books. In our file, I should say.
A lot of verbiage in there.
And this was drafted by Arnst & Stewart, our bond attorney.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to establishing a procedure relating to compliance with reimbursement bond regulations under the Internal Revenues Code.
Okay, Commissioner Kanowski,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pierce. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item, citizen comment. There's nothing in there. Informational items. I entertain a motion to approve the payment of bills as submitted.
Motion to pay the bills as presented.
Commissioner Pierce, Commissioner Eulenkamp. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
Commissioner Kanowski.
Aye.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Eulenkamp.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye, motion carried. If there's no other business to come before the commission, meeting adjourned.